The Apple Card was released a few years ago and it was the talk of the town. We lived in a much simpler time back then where there weren't things like Disney Plus or some weird worldwide pandemic. Fast forward to today where we have a million different streaming services and it seems like COVID's still around. But where does the Apple Card stand in all of this? Is it still a card worth using, or is it something that is gone with the past, like the whole NFT craze? I'll be answering some of those questions and more because I think the Apple Card still has a purpose for certain people. Back in its heyday, people were getting a hard-on for this card because of how hard it was. And I must admit, it's still one of the nicest cards out there. It's got a clean back and front. Well, I mean, besides the marks on mine. It's also very sturdy, but it has this irritating loud noise when you drop it. Oh my God. I don't know why some people find it appealing, but to me, it just sounds like someone's dropping a Hydro Flask on the ground, which isn't a very pleasant sound. However, another very appealing part of this card was how easy it was to get. Goldman Sachs, the issuing bank of this card, was just giving out approvals like it was COVID-19 or something. People with low scores or no history at all were eating up this card. For some consumers, I mean, this was a good thing because it's a super user-friendly card that could help you build up your credit. On the other hand, there were those low FICO credit score consumers who were going into debt and not making payments or defaulting and shouldn't have gotten the card in the first place. Now you might be wondering, what does this have to do with you? What does this have to do with the Apple Card now? Well, because of this small little hiccup, Goldman Sachs has lost over $1 billion from its partnership with Apple and is looking to pull out of this group project soon. What this means for you is that another bank like maybe Amex, maybe JP Morgan, or maybe someone else might come into the picture and partner with Apple instead. And when that happens, the Apple Card could see some big changes in the future. But until that day comes, let's just hope that this credit card will continue to have one of its best features, which is 0% financing. The Apple Card lets cardholders finance certain Apple products over a period of 6 to 24 months, depending on the product, with 0% APR. This allows you to enjoy that new iPhone or MacBook or AirPods at a more digestible payment plan. Personally, I've used this feature to purchase my iPhone 13 Pro and 16-inch MacBook Pro. Both times I've had great experiences with the 0% financing, and I was able to pay off my iPhone in 24 months and my MacBook in 12 months. For example, to show you how this works, let's take a look at the new iPhone 15 Pro. Without taxes and fees, this phone would cost me $1,099. Or with my Apple Card, I could pay 24 monthly installments of $45.79. At the time of purchase, I will only have to pay the taxes and fees up front. The phone payments will be charged to my Apple Card on the last day of every month. Or if you want to pay off your borrowed amount sooner, you could choose to pay more per month or pay off the remaining balance, the entire remaining balance, whenever you want. Of course, with 0% financing, there are a couple of drawbacks that come with it as well. The first drawback is that your credit score may take a small temporary dip. This is because depending on how much you are borrowing and how high of a credit limit you have, your credit utilization may shoot up significantly. And when your credit utilization goes up, your credit score can temporarily go down a little. Using the iPhone 15 as an example again, let's pretend our Apple Card has a credit limit of $2,000. To find out the credit utilization ratio, we take the total charges amount on our card divided by the total amount of credit limit that we have. After financing the iPhone 15, we'll be using $1,099 of our $2,000 credit limit, which means we have a credit utilization of 55%. Ideally, we want to keep our credit utilization under 20%. So 55% will definitely slightly ding our credit score. If you have a higher credit limit on your Apple Card, or if you have other credit cards, then this may not be as big of an issue because the more credit you have to work with, the lower your credit utilization will be if you keep your spending habits the same. Please remember that your Apple Card's credit limit needs to be higher than the total amount that you are financing. You can't finance $10,000 worth of MacBooks with a $5,000 credit limit. just won't work. The other drawback of 0% financing is that you could pile yourself up in more debt than you should be. It's easy to keep buying all of these Apple products when you aren't paying them in full upfront. However, if you keep financing product after product, your monthly payments are going to stack up. But the good news is that the Apple Card also does a very good job of showing you how much money you borrowed and how much you owe every month. And the way it presents due dates and interest is extremely approachable for beginners or those looking for a smooth user interface experience. This clean looking interface is for all Apple Card holders, not just those using 0% financing. In my opinion, it's gotta be one of the best looking credit card apps compared to other credit card apps that I've seen. And by the way, this is all just within the wallet app. You don't have to download an extra app to your phone because you can access all of your functions for your Apple Card in just one app. One of those functions is asking for a credit limit increase. With Apple, it's as simple as sending them a text to ask for a credit limit increase. The Apple Card is notorious for giving out hefty credit line raises, which is a good thing, and I show you exactly how to get one yourself in this video up there. Asking for a credit increase for the Apple Card is a soft pull, so it will not affect your credit score. As a matter of fact, before you apply for the Apple Card, you could use their pre-approval tool and see exactly what your potential credit line would be. This also will not affect your credit score unless you officially submit the application. The Apple Card also has no annual fee or foreign transaction fees, which makes it another reason why it's a great keeper card or beginner card. Sure, the Apple Card isn't the best option for everyone or for all of your purchases, which we'll go over in a second. But I have to acknowledge the flawless user experience of the Apple Card, which Apple has always been good at for all of their products. And this leads me to why the Apple Card may not be the right choice for you. If you're looking to optimize your spend and earn credit card rewards, it's not the best card. You earn 3% cash back on Apple purchases, even the purchases that you choose to do the 0% financing with. In fact, you get your cash back at the time of purchase, not when you finish paying off the loan. You also get 3% cash back on select merchants such as Uber, Walgreens, Nike, Exxon, and more. Or if you currently use Apple Pay, you will earn 2% on all of those purchases, then 1% on everything else, or if you pay with the physical Apple Card. For the cashback crowd, the Apple Card is actually pretty nice to you. Sure, you have a limited 3% category, but you'll also earn 2% on all Apple Pay purchases, which is pretty great, and it's pretty much at every major store in America. I wish though that we could use Apple Pay at dine-in restaurants like how they do in Europe, because I don't know, why is America like that? Why do you need to go around the corner and swipe my card or whatever? I mean, just bring the machine to me. It's so much easier. Another fantastic part of the Apple Card that was actually recently launched is that your cashback is now automatically held in your Apple savings account. That's right, Apple also now has a savings account only available for Apple Card holders. As soon as your transaction posts onto your account, your cash back will be deposited into your savings, where right now it will earn 4.15%. Unlike most other credit card rewards and cash back, you will get your cash back within a few days of making the transaction. You don't have to wait until your credit card bill comes in and you make the payment. And now that cash will start accruing interest the second it hits your account at a high 4.15%, which is on par with most other online banks that you see today, well, at the time of filming, but is also up to 10 times higher than the national average interest of traditional banks' APY. But with all this cashback goodness, why isn't it good for optimizing rewards? The simple answer is that other cards out there can give you similar reward multipliers and have more flexible reward program. If you want to earn 2x on purchases, take a look at the Wells Fargo Active Cash, or Amex Blue Business Plus, or Citi Double Cash, just to name a few. All those cards earn 2x on every purchase, and you aren't tied down to just using Apple Pay. Perhaps if you really like the Chase ecosystem, you could even get the Chase Freedom Unlimited or Chase Inc. Business Unlimited that only give 1.5% back on everything, but Chase points are much more valuable than just cash back. To be fair, those cards are like comparing apples to oranges when it comes to the Apple Card. But I just wanted to show you that there are other cards in the market right now that earn bonus points on mobile payments or earn 2x back on every purchase. So who does the Apple Card really make sense for? If you're towards the beginning of your credit card journey, then this card will be great for the following reasons. It's a no annual fee card with no foreign transaction fees. You could easily keep increasing your credit limits, And the user interface is beginner friendly because it'll show you how much you should pay off each month to avoid interest. Or if you don't pay off your entire balance, the Apple Card will actually tell you how much interest you would have to pay. But at the same time, not just beginners can make use from this card. You could pick up this card later down the line to bump up your credit line even more, or to use the 0% financing option for Apple products. It really doesn't hurt to have the Apple Card, but sooner or later, it should not be the card or the only card that you're using all the time or often. For me, I've been moderately happy with my Apple Card, I guess, and I'm not gonna cancel it anytime soon. I'm just curious to find out what bank will work with Apple next. All right, well, thank you guys for watching. Shoots.